Hi my dear students, welcome back to Tungal online classes. In the last classes, we already learned regarding RDNA technology and genetic engineering in chapter number 11. Today is new chapter, chapter number 12, name is biotechnology and its application. The unit is a very short as well as important unit. The weightage of this chapter is 5 marks in theory and 8 marks in competition exam. One 3-mark question, one 2-mark question in theory. Weightage is 5 marks and one 3-mark question and one 2-mark question. In NEET exam, minimum 2 questions. 2 questions are compulsory. 2 into 4, 8 marks. So actually this is the weightage of chapter number 12. And if you enter into the lesson, the chapter it is going to deal in different sectors in different field. Like for example, industrial scale production and especially in agriculture to improve the enhancement of crop production and preparation of vaccines and like isolation and purification of enzymes or biocatalyst and bioremediation process and energy production in different field the biotechnology it is going to use it. Let's write the points. Industrial scale production, industrial scale production of biopharmaceuticals, first, and second one is using genetically modified organisms, genetically modified organisms they are like microbes, bacteria, fungi, plants as well as domestical animals also. Second, and beside of this also including in diagnosis and therapies, bioremediation, production of energy and different sectors are there. Let's write this is first, second, third point is therapy, diagnosis, therapy, diagnosis, agriculture, processed food, and next one is production of energy, and next one is bioremediation, and last one is waste treatment. So these are actually in given NCERT book there, these all applications are given. Okay, let's see one by one. Therapy. Here a recent technique like gene therapy, it is one of the advanced treatment to hereditary diseases. By using of gene therapy, simple, we can replace the error genes or non-functional genes by functional genes. Next, molecular diagnosis also using nowadays. Therapy is nothing but treatment to the diseases. Therapy is nothing but treatment treatment to diseases. Treatment to diseases. Nowadays, gene therapy is using. The gene therapy, it is nothing but in place of error genes, error or non-functional genes are replaced by functional genes. This is called as what? Therapy. Next one is diagnosis. Diagnosis means identification of illness, nothing but pathogens, and the next one is agriculture. In agriculture, genetically modified organisms are used for enhancement of crop production. Different varieties are used, like BT cotton, sugar cane, or you can say flavor saver tomato. Different varieties are used for what? Just enhancement of crop production. And next one is processed food. Here, in processed food, generally, it is a transformation of agriculture products into food, or food one farm to another farm. The main aim of processed food is storage, increase the quality, and elimination or removing of toxic compounds as well as preservation. Let's write the point. Processed food, it is a transformation of agriculture products into food. Or one form of food into another form of food. What is the main aim of processed food? First, removing of toxic compounds. Next, improve the quality of food, storage, as well as preservation. So this is regarding what? Processed food by using of biotechnology. Then seventh one is production of energy. By using of biotechnology, we can produce the energy here, like biogas, biofuel, biodiesel. This is nothing but production of energy by using of biotechnology. Here, biogas as well as biofuels, biodiesels, these all are coming under production of energy. And next one is bioremediation. So here it is a branch of biotechnology. Bioremediation, it is a branch of biotechnology. In this, microorganisms are used for removing or elimination of pollutants from water, soil as well as environment. So this is, it is a branch of biotechnology, branch of biotechnology. In this, microorganisms are used for remove or elimination of pollutant from water as well as soil and environment also. So that is called as what? Bioremediation. One more question. What is bioremediation? Okay. And the last one, last application is waste treatment. Waste treatment. Here, sewage water treatment as well as pond oxidation process, in that it is used. Here in sewage water treatment, anaerobic bacteria are used for purification of water. Anaerobic bacteria are used for purification of water, as well as biofilters also used. So this is actually application of biotechnology according to the NCERT. The research area of biotechnology is mainly three critical research areas. The first, providing best catalyst in improved organisms. Provide the best catalyst in the form of improved organisms. And second, maintain the optimum conditions for catalyst. And third one is, now in the present of catalyst, what happened? The substrate is become as a product. Product isolation, product purification techniques we have to develop. That is nothing but downstream process. So these are the main three critical research area of biotechnology. Let's try the points. Research area of biotechnology, the main three critical research area of biotechnology is, first one, provide the best catalyst. Provide the best catalyst is nothing but enzyme. Nothing but enzymes. In the improved form of microorganisms. This is the first one. And second research area is to provide the optimum conditions for catalyst to act on substrate. So then only what happen, in the optimum conditions, the enzymes are going to react on substrate, it get converted as products. Now the last area is product purification, isolation as well as purification technique. The purification techniques we have to develop, that is downstream process. That is what? Downstream process. Next is application of biotechnology application of biotechnology in agriculture. So this is the next heading, application of biotechnology in agriculture. The main aim is to improve the varieties, as well as we have to increase the crop product, enhancement of product. This is actually main aim of application of biotechnology in agriculture. We can improve the crop yield by using of three methods. The first method is agrochemical based agriculture, and second one is organic farming techniques, and third one is using genetically modified organisms or improved crop varieties are used. Write it. First one is agrochemical based agriculture, and next one is organic farming, and third one is genetically modified crops or transgenic plants. By using these three methods, we can enhance the crop production. First one, agrochemical based agriculture. So this is first method for enhancement of crop production. In this method, simple, they are using chemicals. They are using chemicals as fertilizers to improve the crop yield, or enhancement of crop yield. And here, to improve the crop yield, first we have to use varieties. We have to use, and beside that, better management and as well as practice also give the good enhancement of crop production. But here the problem is the drawback, or the chemical fertilizers are too expensive. These chemicals are too expensive, first demerit. And second one is, by using of these existing plants, we can't prepare the varieties. So it means what we have to write here, it is not possible to prepare the varieties by using of conventional breeding. It is not possible to prepare hybrids. Hybrids are nothing but varieties by conventional methods. Normal hybridization process. Conventional method is normal hybridization process. By using this, we can't prepare the good varieties. Okay. Next, here generally green revolution. Green revolution, it is already enhanced the crop yield nearly triple time. It is already successfully enhanced the crop yield nearly triple times, nearly triple times. But now it is also not sufficient for increasing of rapid increasing of human population. Okay, next method is what? Next method is organic farming. Simple. In this method, they are using animal dung is using to fertilize the soil, to increase the soil fertility. Here, animal dung is used for enhancement of soil fertility. Okay, so this is actually organic farming. Next, in NCERT, one question is given. The question is, there is any alternative method is to increase or to enhancement of crop production? Yes, the best alternative method is that is genetically modified organisms or genetically modified crops. Because here, why it is best method? The first one is, by using of this, we can increase the crop yield, first thing, and second, we can decrease the using of chemicals. Why? Because if you use the chemicals, it is harmful to human as well as they can pollute the water and atmosphere also. So these chemicals are harmful to human and they can pollute the water as well as air also going to polluted. Next, less expensive. So further, by using of genetically modified organisms or crops, it is best method to enhancement of crop production. Genetically modified organisms. Without using of RDNA technology or genetic engineering, we can't prepare the genetically modified organisms or crops or plants, whatever it may be. What is the role of genetic engineering? Just we have to cut the desired genes by using of restriction enzymes, and that we have to ligate in a host cell by using of ligase enzyme. Now the plant is become as what? Recombinant plant or recombinant organism is formed. According to the NCERT definition, there may be plants or animals or microbes or gene sequence is altered or genome is manipulated. So such plants are called as genetically modified plants or genetically modified organism. Definition of NCERT. Let's write here maybe plants, animals, microbes like bacteria as well as fungi. So this organism genes or genome. What is meant by genome? Genome is complete set of chromosomes in a cell. Genes or genomes are altered by manipulation. So such a manipulated genome containing plant is called as genetically modified plant. If such plants are used in agriculture, that are called as genetically modified crops. So the use of genetically modified crops or plants are in different sector, like These plants are highly resistant to cold as well as high temperature. By using of these genetically modified organisms, we can increase the efficiency of usage of minerals in plants. Also, we can produce pest resistant crops. Pest resistant crops. Let's write the all points. First one, genetically modified organisms or crops, they consist more than two foreign genes to express. First, and second, these plants are they can tolerance for abiotic conditions. Generally, normal plants cannot survive in a high temperature as well as low temperature, but these plants they can survive in a cold temperature, warm temperature, as well as dry conditions. Dry conditions also they can survive and give the high yield. Next, here we can increase the efficiency of mineral uses in plants. So here these plants have capacity to use minerals at a optimum level they can use. Next point is we can prepare pest resistant crops or pest resistant plants we can prepare. Pest resistant plants, for example, nowadays BT cotton, it is a very common word, maybe all know this word. BT cotton, B means BT, Bacillus thuringiensis genes. Bacillus thuringiensis, it is a bacteria. From this bacteria, they isolated the cry genes. Which genes they isolated? Cry genes. So this cry gene product have the capacity to kill the insect. Now this cry genes product or cry genes are inserted in cotton plant. Now this cotton plant have the capacity to resist to pest or insect. So this type of plants are prepared. Here what? Pest resistant crops, best example is BT cotton. And also we can reduce the reliance of chemical fertilizers. Because these chemicals are very harmful to the human as well as they can pollute the water, and sometimes the chances is there to die the farmer also, especially they suffer from asthma, skin allergy like disease are come. Next, and it is also help in prevent the post harvesting loss. Like example, tomato. After harvesting, it is tough task to farmer to store 3 days as well as 1 week. After 1 week, the complete tomatoes are going to ripe. Then they are going to decompose. So by using of these genetically modified organisms, we can increase the long shelfness. We can store the long time. Nowadays, in market we can see one tomato variety, that is flavor saver tomato. Including flavor, we can save the tomatoes for a long time. That is flavor saver tomatoes. Okay. Next one is we can produce nutritional food like vitamin food, protein food. Like the best example vitamin food is golden rice. Here the rice is yellow in color, so that's why it is called as what? Golden rice. The golden rice is containing high amount of beta carotenoids. So these beta carotenoids are get converted into vitamin A. That is high amount of vitamin A containing food. Like we can prepare, and as well as nowadays we can prepare like a Brassica napus, Brassicaceae family in a morphology. Brassicaceae family calyx and corolla number is 4+4, very important. Liliaceae 3+3, and Brassica 4+4, and Malvaceae 5+5. Like Brassica napus, this is a medical plant which is used for preparation of hydrogen in seeds. Brassica napus, the seeds are consist hydrogen seeds. Okay, like nutrition as well. This is medical plant, pharmaceutical plants. And next we are also prepared like tailor-made crops. Tailor-made crops, here these plants are cultured for only one specific purpose, and here it is an alternative source for industries, or it is an alternate source for industries like sucrose or glucose or starch and fuel purpose. These crops are cultivated. Tailor-made crops are cultivated for special or one purpose, and these are alternative source for industries. So these crops are cultivated for only purpose of starch as well as fuels, like. So this is actually a different use of genetically modified organisms. Transgenic plants are nothing but genetically modified organisms. Here the definition is same, like transfer of foreign information or wanted genes to another plant by using of genetic engineering process. Now the plant is become as what? Transgenic plant. Here the generations, first generation transgenic plants, second generation transgenic plants, third generation transgenic plants. Like at the beginning the plants are pest resistant plants or pest resistant crops are developed. The method is useful for indirectly to enhance the crop yield. And the second generation plants are prepared like nutrition value crops are prepared. It is direct development of, or directly we can enhancement the crop production. And third generation transgenic plants are pharmaceutical plants that are developed. So the plant's leaf or the seeds are containing medicinal values. Okay, let's write it. Transgenic plants, nowadays it is also called as genetically modified organisms, and here genetic information is here desired genes, nothing but wanted gene or foreign genes are transfer to another plants by using genetic engineering process. Okay, here first generation crops, genetically modified organisms or transgenic crops. At the first generation they prepared pest resistant crops, or they prepared pest resistant crops for especially virus resistant crops are prepared by micropropagation and tissue culture process. Next, here, so these crops are indirectly increase the crop yield. So this is the first generation crops, and second generation crops are Here they developed the nutritional value crops or plants are developed. Nutritional crops or nutritional plants are developed. So this method, it is a direct development of crop yield, nutrition value. And third one is third generation crops. Here medical, it means pharmaceutical plants, and nothing but crops are used or prepared. Like we already given one example, pharmaceutical crop examples are like Brassica napus plant. Here this Brassica napus plant seeds are consist hydrogen is consist. So this actually level first generation, second, third generation of transgenic plants are nothing but genetically modified plants. In NCERT they given first pest resistance crop or pest resistant plants are given. In NCERT only two examples are given. The first pest resistant crop is BT cotton, and second one is RNA silencing. Like how to prepare the BT cotton plants and what is the functions and merits as well as demerits of BT cotton. as well as RNA silencing. RNA silencing. So these two will be discussed in the tomorrow class. Thank you all of you.